What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 146, and we start today's episode off with a game against Bayer Leverkusen here in Germany, of course, in the Europa League semi-final, second leg away in Germany. Of course, the first leg finished 2-2, so we come into this tie knowing that Leverkusen have the upper hand in the tie, of course, because if they have a goalless draw here and we fail to score, then of course we're going to be going out on away goals. So yeah, Leverkusen have the upper hand in this tie after that 2-2 draw in the first leg, and I was really fearful coming into this game. You know, I genuinely couldn't see us scoring at all, to be honest, because Leverkusen's side, although we did score 2 goals in the first leg, they were quite hard to break down, and I was a little bit worried coming into this game. I was very worried, to be honest, and I would feel like we would be leaving the Europa League early, but the first chance of this very important game would come in the 4th minute. Nelson Oliveira goes down the left hand side and finds Eric Lamela, swings it in across, is headed away only as far as Barkley, who takes it on the half volley. It's a good block though, and the ball goes out for a corner. So 5 minutes in, a very good chance for us to take the early lead in this game, which is what we really did need. Carrasco crosses the ball in, and it's headed away only as far as Julian Draxler, but it falls to the German, and what he does here is magical. It's a nice little scoop turn, nice little Ronaldo chop, heel to heel flick, Berber spin, and a lovely finish by Draxler. So Draxler with an absolutely superb goal there to make it Leverkusen 0, Spurs 1, just 7 minutes in, and in a game where we had to score, we score one of the goals of the series just 7 minutes in. So wonderful football by Draxler, wonderful footwork there, very good finish as well. And I said, when we signed Draxler, we sold Holtby. Holtby was awesome for us, and I made the decision to cash in on Holtby while we could, replace him with Draxler. Most people at the start would have thought that was amazing business, and it was good for the profits, but in general, Draxler has not been performing too well, but of late he's been fantastic. He of course scored in the game against City, he's come up with a couple of assists since then, and now he's got one of the goals of the series. So it took Draxler a long time to get started in the Spurs shirt, but finally he's starting to play quite well. So Leverkusen 0, Spurs 1. In the 39th minute, a good chance for Leverkusen to hit back, but Cruz's shot went wide of the post there, so a very poor finish by the number 23, and it was still 1-0. In the 54th minute though, Leverkusen try and come forward again here. Gutierrez loses out to Jung. He gets past Corker. Corker makes the challenge, but it falls to Cruz, and it's a very good save by Lloris once again there to keep the score at 1-0. In the 58th minute, there was a good chance for Leverkusen to hit back. They had to score, of course. Bender finds Locadia, who gets past Gutierrez, but I gave the ball away with Gutierrez after a good challenge. It falls back to Locadia, who scored in the first leg. He crosses the ball in towards Stayflides. Lloris comes out, he chips the ball over him, and it goes in to the, well, it crosses the line, and then the player on the line boots the ball into the empty net. So Leverkusen score. It is Stayflides who gets the goal, and it is Leverkusen 1, Spurs 1. So once again, we are going out on away goals here, so we'd have to score again in this game if we are to go through. And in the 65th minute here, Draxler gets on the ball, looking to score a lovely goal here. Nice little Ronaldo chop, goes on the right hand side, stops the ball, gets onto his left foot here. I should have rolled it back to Daniel Sturridge. Instead I tried to shoot myself. It was a poor effort, and it was still 1-1 here. With 23 minutes to go, and of course we had to score, so I was really fearing the worst. I was feeling like we would go out on away goals, and we couldn't find that second goal. But here you see Sturridge going down the right hand side. He loses the ball, but eventually Gutierrez wins this header, and it comes to Tom Carroll. Carroll finds Brian Carrasco, rolls it through to Draxler. Draxler finds Nelson Oliveira one-on-one, but I completely messed up the finish, and unfortunately the score is still tied here. So as things stand, we are still going out on away goals, but a few minutes after that, Toprak gets on the ball for Leverkusen, gives the ball back to Leno, and how about this? Leno clears the ball up in the air, he falls over, Draxler wins the header, and it just goes over the line, and Draxler scores his second goal of the game. And this one, it wasn't what you would call skillful, but it was seriously fortunate. Draxler wins the header, he celebrates with Daniel Sturridge, and the goalkeeper, I have to say, is going to take some serious stick in the dressing room after that. He goes to clear the ball away with his left foot, he slips as the ball goes up in the air, it doesn't go far. Draxler wins the header, and it just crosses the line before the goalkeeper can catch up to where the ball's going in. So Draxler did really well to not only win the header, but also put it on target, and also get it across the line quickly enough. But I really think the goalkeeper should have done better. The goalkeeper should have done it better, obviously, and I'm surprised the defender, who was going to jump with Draxler, didn't even jump. So poor defending, poor goalkeeping, and thankfully we had the lead once again, and as things still, we were going through to the Europa League final. 2-1 here, and in the 78th minute here, Leverkusen had to score again, of course. They had a corner here, it was headed in, but Lloris made a save, and from that we just just launched the ball forward, and how about this from Sturridge? Amazing first touch, gets past Bender, puts Stayfleedis on the floor, then Ronaldo trots past Acosta, then heel to heel flicks around the goalkeeper, puts the ball into the empty net, and Daniel Sturridge seals the tie in the 81st minute. It's Leverkusen 1, Spurs 3. Because of the away goal ruling, Leverkusen would have to score another 3 goals in this game if they were to go through, and we had booked our place in the Europa League final with 9 minutes to go. So defensive errors from Leverkusen cost them really, and also some fantastic individual pieces of brilliance from Draxler and Sturridge in this game. So Sturridge gets the goal that seals the game. Nice little finish there to round off a lovely solo goal after collecting the ball from Lloris's kick out, and it is 3-1 here, and that meant Leverkusen would have to score 3 goals in 10 minutes to be able to go through. They would score 1, Malik went through there, and the number 9 made it 2-3. So Leverkusen did get themselves a goal back with 5 minutes to go, try and restore some pride, but of course, because of the away goal ruling, they'd still need to score another 2 goals. But the game was going to be over, and in the 87th minute, it could have got even better. Draxler gets past him out with a lovely piece of agility, crosses the ball in, but unfortunately for us, Lamela pulls up there, and unfortunately, it's just been the story of our season. We keep getting those injuries. Lamela has to get subbed off for Friars. Doesn't mean anything, of course, for the game, but Lamela is going to be out for a few weeks, and that does suck, because it means that he could miss the final run in. But Lamela gets injured, gets subbed off, but it doesn't matter really too much because we did win the game by 3 goals to 2, so we are through to the Europa League final. Thank God for that. I was so fearful that we were going to go out and we were going to choke in the semis, but thankfully we have beaten Leverkusen. It was a fantastic tie, just like the PSG tie. It was really, really entertaining and really, really good fun. Very difficult, but we have succeeded. We are through to the Europa League final, and we will be taking on Barcelona, so that should be a very good final for you guys. After that, we got £1 million for progressing to the final. We also did see Lamela did pull his calf and will be out for 2 weeks, so it's not too bad, but it's still not very nice. And especially when you look at this, we have got so many games here. We've got Newcastle on Sunday, then we've got Tuesday night game against Arsenal, then another game on Sunday against Millwall, then on Wednesday we've got Fulham, all of these in the league, then on Saturday we've got Stoke in the FA Cup final, then we've got Palace on Monday, then we've got the Europa League final against Barcelona on Wednesday, and then we've got Norwich to wrap the season off on the 26th in the Barclays Premier League. So in 3 weeks we have got to fit 8 games in to those days. So 3 weeks, 21 days, we've got to fit 8 games into them, and it's going to be very, very difficult for us because, as you can see, the squad is going to get rested and rested and rested. There's going to be so many players pulling their hammies and pulling their calves. I can just feel it, and all of these players are going to have so many different like basically every single team from now until the end of the season is going to be a different starting 11. We're not going to have a consistent starting 11. Every single team is going to be different to the last game. So it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be very, very difficult. So really, Aston Villa, who are 9 points behind us, this is their chance. If they want to get into the top 4, they've got to perform really, and they've closed the gap to 6 points now with 5 games to go. So if Villa do want to overtake us and get into the top 4, now they've got to sense our weakness. We are going to have to rest a lot of players in these games in the league, and it is going to be difficult for us really to play all of these games in quick succession and still pick up the points. So we take on Newcastle with a heavily changed side, and the first chance would actually come to Newcastle. It was Labiad who struck it from a mile out, but it turned out to be quite a simple save for Carl Darlow. In the 33rd minute, a good chance for us though. Kirikez gets onto the ball here. Finds Danny Welbeck. Welbeck's waiting for the runner. Step overs, chips the ball over the top. Wickham goes onto it, chips the goalkeeper and puts it into the back of the net. But unfortunately, as you'll see on the replay, Connor Wickham was not a yard offside. He was about a mile offside. So Wickham was offside and the goal would not stand. No real surprise, and it's still 0-0. In the 39th minute, though, another good chance for us here. We get the ball on the counter. Danny Welbeck wins it and plays a great ball through to Wickham. And then how about this from Wickham? He looks like he's going to play it to Anderson. Instead, he rolls it all the way across the goal to Welbeck. He rounds the goalkeeper and chips it into the empty net. So what a goal that was. Anderson was the dummy runner there. What a ball it was, and what a finish by Danny Welbeck. So good finish, good composure by the number 9 to round the goalkeeper there. But the ball was just fantastic. Really good free ball there to Danny Welbeck. And of course, when he went 1-on-1, you fancied his chances, and he did not disappoint. So good finish by Welbeck, and it is Spurs 1, Newcastle 0. In the 44th minute, another good chance to make it 2-0 though. Welbeck finds John Joe Anderson. Anderson plays it through to Connor Wickham. Tries to round the goalkeeper, it's blocked. Comes back to Wickham. Back heels it into the path of Townsend, but his shot is blocked. And unfortunately, Newcastle clears. So still 1-0. That's how the first half finished. In the second half, we almost got to a fantastic start. John Joe Anderson gave the ball to Fernando. He gave it back to Anderson. Scoot turned around Walter and struck it from a mile out, but the shot was brilliantly saved by the goalkeeper. What a goal it would have been from our playmaker. He's already scored 2 fantastic goals for Spurs. He almost made it 3 there. Would have been a brilliant strike by Anderson had it went in, but unfortunately it was a good save by the goalkeeper, Kivrak I think it is. So still 1-0 to Spurs. In the 72nd minute there, Wickham gets onto the ball for us and finds Ryan Fredericks off the bench. He finds Alex Pritchard. Pritchard's got a man out wide. It's Andros Townsend. Townsend goes down the right hand side here, gets onto his left boot. He ends up striking it with his right boot instead, hits the bar. Lancaster's header is saved, and unfortunately Newcastle do get the ball away, but the flag was up for offside anyway, so Townsend hits the bar, and it is still 1-0 here. But Newcastle began to sense our desperation. Newcastle began to sense our weakness, really. The fact we were playing players like Cameron Lancaster and Christian Seblos and Ryan Fredericks, those players that don't really get into the side normally, and they sensed that really. In the 75th minute here, we have a throw in, and as Michael Dawson goes to get the ball away down the right hand side of the pitch by our corner flag, I throw the ball to him with Nathaniel Klein. He goes to head it back and he just lets it hit him in the face. It comes to Labyad, he bears down on goal, and thankfully for us it's blocked and cleared off the line by Friars, so still 1-0, but almost disastrous for us there. But in the 78th minute, Alex Pritchard gets onto the ball for us. Another good chance for us to seal it. Lancaster finds Connor Wickham, who actually flicks it onto himself here. Gets past his man, shoots from a tight angle, but it does go wide of the far post. So still Spurs 1, Newcastle 0. We were closing the game up, but Newcastle were beginning to threaten. I was beginning to get a little bit fearful they would score the equaliser. In the 84th minute, Jackson Martinez gets on the ball, rolls it through down the left-hand side. Campbell gets onto the ball here. Really good chance. He shoots. It's a good save by Darlow, and Jackson Martinez with an absolute sitter. What a big miss that was by the former Porto striker, and it's still 1-0, and it should have been level. And Kabay came on for Rodrigo Caio after that, so Kabay comes off the bench, and from the goal kick we get a ball to Nathaniel Klein. Fake shots past one here, ends up trying to pass the ball through to Pritchard. Pritchard gives it to Wickham, but I give the ball away. It comes to Younger and Biwa. He plays the ball back towards Haidara. He finds Jackson Martinez. He finds Johan Kabay off the bench. Plays it back to Jackson Martinez. Really good chance here. Martinez crosses the ball in. We fail to clear it. Darlow makes the first save, but it falls to Johan Kabay, who just came off the bench. And one of his first touches is the shot that goes into the back of the net. It's the last piece of action. And the game does finish Spurs 1, Newcastle 1. So we fail in our quest to get 3 points here. We did falter. It's not a real surprise with the side we put out. We should still be okay, touch wood, but it will set up a little bit more of a nervy finish for in our race for the top 4 than I was really hoping for. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode, which will of course be tomorrow afternoon, and that will be the last standard episode of the Career Mode, because the other 2 episodes will be live commentaries. So thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow afternoon.